24 hours across Trinidad.
The man who pulled out the driver from last evening's crash is beaten and robbed. He's now advising people against stopping on the Beetham.
U.S. Vice President compares crime in Washington to crime in TNT as he attempts to justify troops in the capital.
Coming up in sport.
No matter how hard it is, never give up.
Shaniqua Bascom basks in continental glory, and Marchand marches to quarter-mile silver at the Pan American Juniors.
Saharan dust and thunderstorms today. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
4 people were killed on the nation's roadways in less than 24 hours. A 19-year-old from Aranguez is the country's latest road fatality after a devastating crash along the Beetham Highway last night.
Kavish Basad was behind the wheel of a white Hyundai around at 10 p.m. when he reportedly tried to overtake a car, but instead the vehicles collided.
The impact sent Basad's car crashing into the Beetham water main. He died at the scene, bringing the total number of road fatalities to 76 for the year thus far. Shane Superville has the details.
Last evening, 19-year-old Kavish Basad became this country's latest road fatality after a collision on the Beetham Highway. But last year, a student of Hillview College, Basad was a contestant on CNC3's Make Your Point program. Recently, he earned top marks in the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examinations.
Shouldn't I give them justice? So I sat down for, I think it was about 2 hours, going through local and Caribbean names and writing them all on that list. And I was like, if I'm coming here to make my point, I need to make their point for them too.
Police say Basad tried to overtake this Mitsubishi vehicle, but collided with it. He lost control of his vehicle, which crashed into the Beetham water main, became airborne, eventually landing in a pool of water. Residents and motorists pulled Basad from the wreckage, but by that time, it was already too late. A mere 24 hours before his death, his father, Pundit Manideo Basad, congratulated him for his performance. His results now a tragic reminder of the once bright future he seemed to have had. Basad's death brought the total number of road fatalities on Tuesday to 4. It followed the deaths of Munsaf Khan and Roxanne Phillip in Freeport and Jamie Morton in Cunupia. Speaking this morning on CNC3's Morning Brew, President of Arrive Alive Sharon Inglefield urged drivers to not only drive for themselves, but remain considerate to the law and others around them.
The speed limit is not a target. We need to ensure that that we are driving defensively, that we are looking out for pedestrians and cyclists, that we are ensuring that the roads are in perfect condition to maintain the speed as posted on the signs.
In addition to more careful driving, Inglefield says continued police support remains critical. And while it may be too late for Kavish Basad, it might be what is required to prevent further fatalities on the nation's roads. Shane Superville, CNC3 News.
Well, there's a saying that no good deed goes unpunished. Last evening, a Samaritan who tried to assist in rescuing Kavish Basad from the wreckage of his car became the target of bandits. Ian Harrow, who was robbed of $10,000 cash and personal documents, tells CNC3 News, he was disheartened by the attacks as he was simply trying to save a life. Harrow recalls the assault and is disappointed in the fact that anyone could become a victim, even in times of crisis.
A guy just slapped me and just hung on for my neck and started pulling me across inside of the Beetham and robbed me, cut my clothes from behind. I could show my clothes. And cut the clothes from behind, my whole entire pocket, everything, because I have some cash on me. License, ID card, credit card, everything going.
Harrow says his assault and robbery sets a dangerous precedent as he's now urging other motorists to avoid stopping on the Beetham Highway, even to render aid, even if someone's life may be in danger.
Right now, I feel like I gotta tell people don't stop on the Beetham. Whoever is dead, but them dead. Because you're going to lose your life there. You are going to lose your life there. Because if the boss can't control them, look at youth and them in over the ghetto. Who go control them?
Harrow, who has lived in Trinidad for the last 30 years, says he was also frustrated with the sluggish response of police during the incident and hoped that a better quality of service was forthcoming in the future.
Still to come in the news, a back and forth between the former Prime Minister and the Public Utilities Minister has a cricket legend begging to be left out of their disagreement.
Caribbean leaders discuss how the pandemic lessons could be used to improve the region's response.
Coming up in sport, TNT's Navin Bidesi robbed of his dream CPL debut as St. Lucia Kings stopped the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots.
At Bagwansing's Port of Spain and Chaguanas, we are committed to providing quality products for all major building projects. Let's build together with rebars and beams, BRC coils and mats, RHS and angles, roofing sheets and purlins, lumber, plywood and MDF. Bagwansing's, building homes, building communities, building TNT for over 60 years. Bagwansing's, Port of Spain and Chaguanas, building value every day.
Cricket legend Brian Lara wants politicians to leave him out of any divisive debate or squabble between political parties.
Lara found himself thrust into the political spotlight last evening when former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley alleged that the government is intent on disrespecting the world record holder's legacy.
TSTT's line minister Barry Pidarath immediately dismissed the claim, but in the midst of the back and forth today, Lara has asked to be left out of it. Akash Samru has this story.
The cricket icon took to the crease today and in a brief innings said with no uncertainty to keep his name out of any distracting or divisive debate. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley bore the first delivery in this saga on Tuesday and claimed that there is an attempt by the government to disrespect the national icon, inferring that there is a move by TSTT under a new administration to affect Lara as part of ongoing retribution. Immediately after, Public Utilities Minister Barry Pidarath sought to knock those allegations out of the park by saying there's no attempt to disrespect Lara, and the one-year contract he had with TSTT came to an end in 2022 under the PNM's rule. Now, this ongoing controversy has forced Lara to speak out today, and in a statement to the media, the former cricketer said the conversation needs to shift as he is not a political figure, but rather someone who has dedicated his life to serving the country as a sportsman and now an ambassador for cricket. Lara admitted that his contract with TSTT came to its natural conclusion in 2022, and he remains grateful to the state company. Lara said he has no interest in distractions or divisive debates. But earlier today, Dr. Rowley told CNC3 News the issue is not about the contract at all, but something that will reveal itself in time. In response to Pidarath's assurance that all is well between Lara and the government, Dr. Rowley said cryptically, "When you throw a stone into a pig pen, the one that squeals is the one that got lash." Asked for further clarity on what information he had that Lara is being disrespected, Dr. Rowley would only say, "One of these days we will find out." Over to Minister Pidarath now, who did not take kindly to Dr. Rowley's pigpen reference. As the minister told CNC3 News, he's not surprised by what he called the former PM's crass and disgusting comments, and he added that, as a pig farmer, Dr. Rowley is familiar with the company he keeps. The Public Utilities Minister reiterated that he spoke with Lara personally and all is well. He again said that Dr. Rowley is attempting to cover up his lies. And political scientist Dr. Bishnu Raghunath said this is the second time Dr. Rowley has made an accusation that was quickly refuted. First with his name being on an Interpol watch list, and now with this Lara controversy. Dr. Raghunath said if Dr. Rowley has information, then he needs to be transparent, or else the party he once led will suffer the consequences.
Until he's not as transparent as he can be, or I should be, that would be as if he is simply mischief-making.
Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
No decision has been made to deduct allowances for chairmen and conveners of committees from councillors' retroactive payments. The assurance comes from the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Khadija Amin. The issue arose after representatives from the Association of Local Government Authorities sent a letter to the ministry objecting to what they described as a decision to implement the deductions. In their letter, the association argued that such a move was contrary to the principles of local governance. Minister Amin explained to CNC3 News that local government corporations are still in the preliminary stages of calculating the amounts owed.
corporations are still in the process of calculating their back pay, and then the auditors will come in and it must be audited before any payments can be made. There was a concern that came up where auditors indicated that the chairmen of these committees were not entitled to an $800 stipend for chairing these meetings. And for the decades that I have been in local government, I have always known them to be entitled to that allowance.
Well, currently there are over 100 councillors across the 14 municipal corporations. Amin further contended that there are several matters on the local government front that warrant attention and pledged to address them. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has referenced Trinidad and Tobago as an example of high crime while defending President Donald Trump's security crackdown in Washington, D.C.
Vance was booed by protesters as he greeted National Guard troops at Union Station in Washington, D.C., alongside Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller. Vance defended the Trump administration's federal security measures, claiming crime statistics were massively underreported and suggesting the city had been overrun by drug addicts, vagrants, and the chronically homeless. Protesters drowned him out with their chanting.
You hear these guys outside, they appear to hate the idea that Americans can enjoy their communities. They do the fact that D.C. a week ago had a higher murder rate than Trinidad and Tobago, which the United States State Department has said you shouldn't visit because it's unsafe. We ought to be able to enjoy great American cities.
The Trump administration has deployed an estimated 1,900 troops across the city. Local media reported homicides in Washington, D.C. decreased in 2025. Through August 11th, police reported 99 homicides so far, compared to 112 for the same period in 2024, representing a decline.
For this year, Trinidad and Tobago has recorded 235 murders. For the same period last year, the country had recorded 400 murders. And for the month of August, Trinidad and Tobago reported 7 murders, as opposed to 51 murders in August of 2024.
Well, despite confirming that several of her ministers have received death threats, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says public events hosted by the United National Congress, including the Monday Night Report, will continue.
So we asked several people today if they support the political party's decision to continue with public party events despite threats to ministers.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPR.
Continue because remember a lot of businesses have to open, how the people could survive. Check whether the crime rate or the state of emergency, the country have to go on. A lot of people are lost their job and remember the CPAP and Europe, everybody have to work. The country have to continue.
When somebody makes a threat, they are serious about it or not serious about it, and nothing could stop them from carrying out their plan. No matter where we hide, no matter where we are, they're going to carry out the plan. So it's a matter of national security to handle that.
I support the doing meetings towards even if they safeguard themselves in any way. I will be still comfortable that they're still supposed to carry on with the meetings, so it can still utilize that time for them to meet up and do the thing.
I don't think so, because their life is important. So I don't think they should have any public forums, but still, they have to let the country know what's going on too. So it's a kind of balance limbo thing now.
I guess they have details, so it's not like a normal everyday person that will be afraid, because you cannot really get too close to a public person anyhow. So I guess, yeah.
Despite whatever threats they have outside, they still need to show up and get the job done. Now, they still need now to make sure and put things in place to secure themselves. But getting the job done is their job. So they have to do that at the end of the day. So I support them fully in getting up and making sure what they would have committed themselves to for the next 5 years, they do it.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPR.
Well, to build on tonight's top story and to weigh in on what's happening on the nation's roadways, we're now joined by the police's road safety coordinator, Sergeant Brent Batson.
Sergeant Batson, the country recorded 4 road fatalities in a 24-hour period. And just a few weeks ago, there were 5 road fatalities in just one weekend. How many people have died on the roads for the month of August? And how do the 2025 statistics compare to the previous years? Is there a pattern, a trend?
Well, pleasant good night, everyone. We want to, of course, extend condolences to the families of the 4 persons that lost their loved ones on the road. You're right. It's a bit skewed because we've never seen Tuesday being a high-risk day for these types of incidents historically, to put it as some sort of hotspot day out of the week. But what we have noticed is that there seems to be a trend of a recklessness, permeating back into persons' driving habits with regards to chance taking and unnecessary chance taking, be it speeding, poor overtaking maneuvers, and in some cases even with pedestrians, again, crossing the highways within meters of crossing infrastructure. And it's very disappointing. We now have 76 road traffic deaths compared to 75 for the same period last year. So it's an increase of 1%, but unfortunately it's a trend upwards, which is the wrong direction which we want to go. The TTPS, however, we will be instituting some more technology on the enforcement front very soon. We have some advanced speed guns that will be deployed shortly, definitely within the next quarter, and as well as some breathalyzer equipment, because to tell you the risk doesn't even absolve us as law enforcement. During traffic exercises over the weekend, 2 drunk drivers crashed into the back of police vehicles during policing operations, and both of them were over the legal limit. So to know that type of risk is now going back into the road network, and persons again have become placent in practicing road safety. Unfortunately, a lot of it will have to fall back on heavy enforcement, but we'll still be supporting all road safety educational efforts as well.
Sergeant Batson, we understand that an investigation was launched into the fatal bus accident yesterday. Are there any preliminary findings?
No, I'm not aware of that. I know they're still gathering facts and statements from the witnesses and, of course, the passengers as well. And, I'm glad you raised it, because I want to remind the public that the police does not have the luxury of anecdotal commenting. We have to let the investigative process play out. We have to get toxicology reports from the driver as well. And so it's a process that has to play out. But that's the risk when mass transit vehicles are involved, because, like I said, the amount of passengers that could be injured and were injured. So 2 fatalities unfortunately did occur.
Would you happen to have an update on the injured passengers from the PTSD bus yesterday?
I don't as yet, to be honest, on how many were discharged or even still might be warded. Unfortunately, we also have a 19-year-old driver that lost his life to a crash on the Beetham, and that was around 10:30 at night. So it really, we want to remind persons even that people make mistakes on the roads, and right of way sometimes is not something you take. Sometimes drivers make mistakes, and we're asking people to, when other drivers make mistakes, sometimes you have to give up that right of way, even if it means letting them go ahead.
Interesting. You talk about more police patrols, Sergeant Batson. You talk about increased use of speed guns. What is the police's role in promoting safety along the nation's roadways?
Well, we've been collaborating, as you know, with the other law enforcement agencies, including licensing division, including, I saw you had Ms. Inglefield on with Arrival Live. The interesting thing is that the goal has to be more technology based enforcement methods. For example, for night enforcement is an area we're going to focus on soon once we get those devices in hands and deployed. But the thing about it is that, in the meantime, what really hurts is that the public sees, these bodies, the public sees these tragedies, and then will still drive in a reckless manner. That could have been you, that could have been your family members. And this is why we appeal to everybody that road safety is everybody's responsibility. And it just takes one mistake, to make a difference between life and death on the roads.
Sergeant Batson, thank you so much for joining us on the 7 p.m. news tonight, of course, and reinforcing that road safety is everyone's business. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Well, in tonight's Business Watch, the University of Trinidad and Tobago is being urged to step up the development of professionals in renewable energy.
Meanwhile, the institution is also being urged to optimize its operations from the point of view of costs. Peter Christopher explains.
The University of Trinidad and Tobago is being urged to develop more professionals in the realm of renewable energy. Speaking at the Science Resource Kit ceremonial handover at the university's Chaguanas campus on Wednesday, Tertiary Education Minister Professor Prakash Prasad says, given current challenges in the energy sector, this sort of development is crucial.
It's going to go forward. We can't stop it. It has to go forward. In the Caribbean, studies show that 60% of new jobs will be green jobs. Or the new green jobs will require advanced technical and vocational training. And this ties directly what UTT is about.
Recently appointed chairman of the university, Professor Selvin Kajo, says there is a review underway concerning the financial standing at the university. Kajo, who is also a director on the Caribbean Airlines board, says the university also has a mandate to be profitable.
Like all of the other institutions, the Cal board in which I am, etc. Got to look and see how we could, because as the Prime Minister said, read the Cal board. I mean, you can't continue to operate things that are not making much money.
Acting Chief Executive Officer of TSTT, Keno Cox, has hailed the successful hosting of Trinidad and Tobago's first ever Supply Chain and Logistics Expo, themed Supply Chain as a Strategic Advantage, at the Coover Point Leases Chamber of Commerce last weekend. B-Mobile's e-tender served as a title sponsor for the event, which was put together by professionals and business owners in the networking group Supply Chain Hub. The event featured a panel discussion on ports, tariffs and customs, which proved to be timely given ongoing concerns in the business sector. Cox says, "It's the first time I've seen a conference of this size and stature where supply chain professionals in the country can come together in a real way, share meaningful dialogue, and really get to the heart of what truly matters, how the supply chain carries itself to different levels in organizations." And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Christopher, CNC3 Business Watch.
Let's check in with Jean-Marc to see what's coming up in the weather.
We had a hot and a sunny morning with a few showers developing near midday. Now, some of those showers developed into isolated thunderstorms over northwestern and southwestern areas of Trinidad, continuing until the mid-afternoon. Elsewhere, the sweltering conditions continued, and there has been a noticeable increase in the Saharan dust. I'll have more details on the dust and the next tropical wave coming up just after the break.
Cricket is Caribbean passion, pure energy and pride. That's why Flow is proud to be the official telecommunications partner of the Trinbago Knight Riders for CPL 2025. Win tickets to TKR home matches or an all-inclusive finals home line when you sign up for the Everything You Need plan. Plus, enjoy 25% off for 6 months. One identity, one beat, one rhythm. Visit discoverflow.co to learn more. Promotion approved by the NLCB.
This is a serious problem in Trinidad. What is diabetes?
There are two forms. Diabetes type 1, when your body stops producing insulin. Type 2 diabetes is a result of poor lifestyle. Type 2 diabetes is associated with being overweight, having high blood pressure, at higher risk for heart disease. It is a very serious problem.
Do not wait until it's too late. Let Omega XL be the first step in the right direction.
Get your Omega XL today. Live long, stay strong with Omega XL.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country, Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Arima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances, and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar, and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Arima.
So I hear Better Homes has the best kitchens.
You heard right. We have Shaker style, modern Euro, and hardwood.
I like this one. Can I test it right here, right now?
Sure, but how are you going to do that?
All right, y'all, come inside. Are you ready?
I'm alive! Oh, a spice rack.
Soft closed door hinges. Oh, this countertop's nice, well. It's hot enough.
So, what do you think?
Well, this
100%.
is it. I'll take it. Build the kitchen you love for less at Better Homes, Caroni or French Street.
Hello, Trinidad and Tobago. Have you noticed the XL products at your local pharmacy? Endorsed by cricket star Andre Russell and many more, these supplements represent the pinnacle of natural health solutions, trusted for their efficacy and purity.
Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill you.
Hey, pretty lady. I see you're looking for some hot sauce. Boy, move it. I have a man. See you. So you don't want no mother-in-law?
Attention, valued shoppers. We are thrilled to celebrate 34 amazing years with you, our loyal customers. A huge congratulations to all our winners.
Hey, don't make joke. I know we're not shopping spree.
Yes, snacks we buying, mommy.
Look, boy, come on, eh? Well, look how I just win a Caribbean getaway now. Rock back. Girl, I know we're not shopping spree. Well, come on, help me now. You don't have a man? Later. Nah.
It's Southern Food Basket's 34th anniversary extravaganza from July 1st to August 31st. Shop and enter for a chance to win incredible prizes, Caribbean getaways, staycations, shopping spree, and the ultimate grand prize of a brand new Suzuki Grand Vitara.
Shop at JD's exclusive for new arrivals in workwear, fresh styles for the workday hustle, plus the latest collection in Brazilian footwear, plus bags and accessories, all at the lowest prices. JD's exclusive Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Claro, Gasper Mall, and M6 Plaza Chaguanas. Your low price headquarters, JD's.
When and where the next pandemic comes from remains a mystery, but health officials are already preparing for the next public health emergency.
This week, Caribbean leaders met to develop a stronger and more precise response to future health threats. Their mission, to ensure the region is not just reactive, but ready.
More in tonight's Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrand. Get what you need naturally.
It's been just over 5 years since wearing a mask in public, washing hands before entering businesses, and social distancing became the new normal. And while those days are behind us, health officials are already preparing for the next pandemic. On Monday, Caribbean health officials gathered at the Trinidad Hilton to enhance their skills in preparing for and responding to public health emergencies. It was a collaborative effort between the Caribbean Public Health Agency, the UK Public Health Rapid Support Team, the UK Health Security Agency, and the WHO-led Global Outbreak Alert and Response. With participants from 8 CARFA states present, the goal is to build a region that's not just prepared to react, but one that can respond with speed and precision. CARFA's Executive Director, Dr. Lisa Indar, laid out some of the challenges facing the region.
The region has also been impacted by political challenges, migration pressures, and the persistent threat of vector, food, and waterborne illnesses such as cholera, Zika, and the Oropouche virus. With the added burden of increased global travel and tourism, the risk of rapid cross-border transmission has become an ever-present challenge for the public health systems. These events remind us that an outbreak can emerge with little or no warning.
The Caribbean is particularly vulnerable to outbreaks due to its many small islands with porous, highly interconnected borders, dependence on tourism, and susceptibility to climate change. And as we saw with COVID-19, diseases just don't respect man-made borders. Carver's training also focused on building a deployable response workforce and improving coordination mechanisms. Health Minister Dr. Lakarambodo says his ministry is developing an emergency response plan for TNT to handle various crises, such as natural disasters and infectious diseases. He urged stakeholders to be prepared and warned the COVID-19 pandemic wasn't the first and it won't be the last.
The last pandemic changed many things, but it will not be the last pandemic that the world will see. Hopefully some of us will not be here to see another pandemic, but of course the purpose of this preparation is to ensure that the world will better be able to treat with the next pandemic, which surely will come in the years to come.
Brent Panera, CNC3 News.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
Now time for the weather forecast with Jean-Marc Rampasad, and Saharan dust is back with a vengeance today, but there were some showers. Did that affect the Saharan dust in any way?
Yes, we got some showers, even thunderstorms over western Trinidad, and that would have temporarily displaced the Saharan dust, but it would have moved back in over the area to affect all of us. That's expected to continue into tomorrow, but then some rainfall on Friday is going to be a little less. So let's take a look at the satellite. We have two tropical waves off to the east, number 26, and it still has a 60% chance of development, but only as it's passing north of the northern Leeward Islands. It's also expected to take a similar track as Erin, but just a bit more to the east, so those in Bermuda will be watching this one very closely. Now, moisture associated with that wave is expected to move over us from late tomorrow into Friday. Further away, wave number 27 has a 40% chance of development, but it's not looking too promising at the moment. That's expected to affect the region early next week. So the forecast for tonight, mostly fair but hazy conditions with just the odd shower. Overnight lows of 24 in Trinidad and 26 in Tobago. Tomorrow, those hot and hazy conditions will continue, but a few showers are likely to develop by the late morning. Now, there's a low to medium chance of a few heavy showers during the afternoon, and again favoring western areas of Trinidad, but it'll have to battle the Saharan dust that's currently here. We can expect a few showers during the evening and overnight as well. Sea conditions are slight to moderate, with waves generally around 1.5 meters in open waters and calm to smooth in sheltered areas. We can expect winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Now, looking ahead, the chance of thunderstorms increases from Friday as moisture from that tropical wave passes, and those showers and thunderstorms are expected to linger into Saturday. Sunday, a slightly lower chance of rainfall, but then it picks up again on Monday, associated with the next tropical wave, number 27. So they're really moving across fast and furious. Now let's check in on Hurricane Erin, who is still at a Category 2, packing winds of 175 kilometers per hour. It's proceeding northward at the moment, expected to gradually make a turn to the northeast, passing between Bermuda and Cape Hatteras in North Carolina on the east coast of the United States. Several rip current and no swimming advisories are in effect along the U.S. East Coast due to the wide-reaching effects of Erin. Now, taking a quick look at the sea conditions in Bermuda. This was taken about 30 minutes ago. It's still relatively calm, but conditions are expected to deteriorate tonight into tomorrow. Now over to North Carolina, the winds are now starting to create rough conditions there. Waves are expected to peak sometime tomorrow morning over there, with storm surge up to 4 feet in some areas. So we're definitely starting to see some of those waves move in on the U.S. East Coast from Erin.
All right, thank you so much, Jean-Marc. Well, still to come in the news, UWI agrees to raise tuition fees, but delays on implementation.
Your immune system is your first line of defense. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is enriched with zinc, ensuring that your body stays resilient. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
Established in 1984, Telecom Security Services is the best in cash in transit with our armored vehicles with impeccable record. Featuring 24 hour surveillance to protect our clients' valuables. This is asset security that's equipped and efficient. From a modern head office, we deliver quality and trust, mitigating risk. Operational excellence with highly trained and dedicated staff. The best cost-driven security solution. Telecom Security Services.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Have a happy, fun time from day till night. It's a special place that shines so bright, and we're all here to...
Big ambition starts with clear vision. This back to learning season, Rera Optical has eyewear packages for every learner. For kids 15 years and under, get a free frame with lenses starting at just $495. Scholars, it's time to level up your look with frame plus lenses from $750. Lifelong learners, purchase any frame $1,099 plus and unlock up to 30% off premium lenses like Eisen, Varilux, and Transitions in 8 bold colors. And don't miss your chance to win a $1,500 learning supply voucher or transition lenses when you purchase any eyewear package. Ferrera Optical, big ambition, clear vision. Visit us in store today. This promotion is NOCB approved.
Cell is a metabolic engine AMPK. Berberine Plus helps ignite that engine, turning sugar into energy and fat into fuel. Whether you're managing sugar or trimming fat, Berberine Plus supports your goals naturally. Berberine Plus, now available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide.
President of UWI Student Guild, Vedanand Hargobin, says thousands of students are tonight breathing a sigh of relief now that the university has put a stay on the proposed 20% increase in tuition.
But he says now is not the right time for the increase, especially it was not communicated to students well in advance of the new school year, which starts on September 3rd. He believes the one-year stay will give them the time they need to prepare financially for the increase. But UWI says the decision was made after extensive consultation and research, as that Student Guild stated its understanding and continued support for the increase. However, they requested that the administration not place students on financial hold if they pay 80% of their fees to mitigate impact on current students. Speaking at an event of the University of Trinidad and Tobago today, the Tertiary Education Minister confirmed the decision to stay the tuition increase was made late.
It's a communication issue with UWI, right? So, like, things are fast moving, because I think, I don't want to go into too much details, right? But, UWI's situation, financial, is difficult, but we have discussion, and I think so it's a late decision, it would appear, and to defer, right? And to inform the students even later. So I think, all's well that ends well.
But he says the government is working with the university.
and we are a major stakeholder and funder of UV also. So this is what we're trying to do now. I mean, the Prime Minister insists on working together, collegiality, as I said today here too. So that's what UV, we cannot direct UV, but we are partners with UV, and we're trying to build that sort of cooperation.
The Guild president said they plan to meet with their membership tonight to discuss the stay and the way forward. It's now time for sport. Let's hand you over to Jassy.
Thank you, Ryan. After the break, we'll tell you that TNT's under-14 teams clash in CFU Challenge Series consolation matchup. And Seville cruises to victory on a cold night in Luzerne. Diamond League action and lots more after the break.
Some nights call for more than just a slice. At Rizzoni's, we serve pizza the way it was meant to be. Brick-fired, bold, and brought out fresh, again and again. This is all you can eat, Rizzoni style, where the pizzas come to you. Crisp crusts, rich sauce, melty cheese, every round with new toppings, new flavors, and no limit. Every Friday from 4 p.m. Join us at Movie Town, Fiesta Plaza, Port of Spain, or C3 Movie Town, San Fernando. So go ahead, stay for that next slice. We'll keep them coming.
Shop Southern Food Basket Anniversary Specials. Orchard 250 ml assorted, 5 for $19.95. Chubby 3 cases for $110. Happy Pasta Cuts 300 grams, 5 for $19.95. Easy Wrap Foil 25 feet, 2 for $19.95. Swiss Pouch Ketchup 750 ml, 2 for $19.95. With every $300 you spend at any Southern Food Basket, you can qualify to win a brand new Suzuki Grand Vitara. Much more prizes to be won, including Caribbean getaways, staycations, and shopping sprees.
What should your parents use to fight inflammation?
Omega XL.
When it hurts in my boy, what do you think I should take, babe?
My mommy and daddy should use Omega XL to fight inflammation.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Food Basket Marketplace is celebrating our 34th anniversary for the month of August, and you're invited. Massive deals like big deal peas and carrots, big deal kidney beans, buy 3 tins, get 1 free. Port Royal oil, 900 ml, buy 3, get 1 free. Buy 12 packs of toilet paper and get a pack of napkins free. Come and shop to win in one of our 34 shopping sprees. Big giveaways and free hampers to be won. Only at Food Basket Marketplace, Orima, Chaguanas, Shop Flair, and Goldfield. Food Basket, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket.
The moment my children came into my life, I do everything I can for them to live healthy, enjoyable lives. Nature's Ways Alive Kids Gummies are multivitamin gummies meant to support the development of children's bodies. They come in delicious fruit flavors and contain natural plant-based pectin. This means that if I'm looking for an alternative to animal-based gelatin for personal reasons, they are the best choice for my little ones. Choose Alive Kids Gummies by Nature's Way for your children because they deserve it.
You can tell from the crowd who's up next. It's Trinray's star player, whose world-class stats put him in a league of his own. Trinray's risen to become a true force to be reckoned with. With an unbeaten Carry A rating, they boast a strong solvency and A-class service. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing Trinray's financial and technical strength at its best.
Trinray, premier insurance coverage for less.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. Just before news time tonight, Jaden Marchand earned Trinidad and Tobago's first silver medal of the Games and 9th overall, placing second in the men's 400-meter final at the Pan American Junior Games. But last evening, Shaniqua Bascom made history as TNT's first ever Pan American Junior champion with a blistering win in the women's 100-meter sprint in Asuncion, Paraguay.
On Monday, running out of lane 4, Shaniqua Bascom qualified for the women's 100 meters final with a time of 11.17 seconds. She was second overall in qualifying, only to a Pan Am Junior Games record ran by the Dominican Republic's Liriani Alonso. Last evening, in the penultimate event of the athletics' second day of competition, she delivered Trinidad and Tobago's first gold medal of the Games. Bascom's winning time, 11.19, automatically qualified her to the 2027 Pan American Games in Lima, Peru. Alonso was second in 11.40. Puerto Rico's Francis Colon was third in 11.46 seconds.
It's not off rookie. And then my coach spoke with me and I know, well, I have to fix up. Because I was off to a rookie start and I came prepared, mentally prepared and ready to win the gold.
A message for all the people of Trinidad.
Never give up. No matter how hard it is, never give up. There's always a door that will open and you'll see a way. Never give up.
Earlier, as precipitation made conditions difficult on the Mondo at Montevideo's Olympic Park, middle distance runner Shaquem McKay booked his ticket for this evening's 400-meter final. McKay's swift start to semi-final Heat 1 and a late push to remain in the top 2 was enough as Jamaica's Joshona Dennis won in 45.73 seconds. McKay clocked 45.98. Brazil's Vinicius Galeano was third in 46.44. In Heat 2, countryman Jaden Marchand, lining up in lane 4, had identical aspirations and did one better. Back in fourth place as the field crossed the backstretch, Marchand surged to the front of the pack to qualify third fastest behind McKay and Dennis. With two athletes in the men's 400-meter final, Trinidad and Tobago had ample opportunity to add more silverware to an already impressive haul. Marchand in lane 5, McKay in 7. The pair were always in the running for a spot on the rostrum. In the end, Marchand was 0.03 of a second faster than Galeano to take silver and TNT's 10th medal of the Games behind record-breaking Dennis. McKay finished 0.04 behind the Brazilian in 4th. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 Sport.
Congratulations to, of course, Marchand and, of course, Shaniqua Bascom. Trinidad and Tobago youth cricketers Brendan Boodoo and Aidan Ratcher have been called up to the West Indies under-19 team currently in a camp ahead of a 7-match youth ODI series against Sri Lanka starting on August 30th. Boodoo, a former TNT under-15 and under-17 captain, and Ratcher, who was part of the senior Red Force team for the West Indies Championship this year, are the only TNT players in the team, which is being led by Barbadian Joshua Dawn. Trinidad and Tobago batsman Navid Bidesi was one hit away from sealing an historic victory on debut for the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots on Wednesday night. But the boy from Beach, Trinidad, could not deliver the winning strike in a thriller as the Patriots lost by just 3 runs. Ian Wason has the highlights.
Johnson Charles and Tim Seifert started with a 21-run partnership for St. Lucia batting first, but Seifert was outfoxed by pacer Kyle Mayers for 12. And the next ball, Akim Auguste was out for North, St. Lucia 21 for 2. That impending slide was halted by a 50-run partnership between Charles and Ruston Chase. Charles hit 4 fours and 4 sixes before he played this switch hit and was out caught on 52. After his dismissal, it was all Chase who scored 61, while Tim David chipped in with 46 in an 80-run partnership for the Kings. Chase was bowled by Fazak Al-Farouki, while David, who smashed 5 sixes in his 23-ball 46, and was the 5th King out, the score on 178. The reigning champions scored 200 for 8 from their 20 overs. The Patriots' reply started brightly with 43 runs on the board before David Reeser took care of Myers for 13. TNT's Carey Pierre got Andre Fletcher for 24 and removed Mikhail Louis for 2. Patriots 49 for 3. At 61 for 4, Riley Russo departed for 11, which brought the intervention of Jason Holder. The Patriots captain struck 6 sixes in his 63 and took the Patriots to 138 before he was their 6th wicket down, caught in the deep. All the while, Navin Bidesi struggled to get the ball away but came alive when needed. He raced to a debut 50 but was outgoing for the winning runs from the last ball as the Kings snatched a 3-run win. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Talk about heartbreak in St. Kitts. Now, Trinidad and Tobago's under-17 cricketers have a first innings lead on Jamaica after day 1 of their CWI Rising Stars 2-day match. At the National Cricket Centre in Couva today, Jamaica were bowled out for 142 with TNT's Raid Khan taking 7 for 37. TNT closed the day on 163 for 6, a lead of 21 runs with Salim Khan getting 68. At the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain, Barbados holds a 68-run lead against the Windward Islands, who have 9 second innings wickets in hand heading into day 2. And Guyana leads by 3 runs into their second innings against the Leeward Islands, and that match is being played at Inchan Ali Park in Couva. TNT's respective under-14 girls football teams closed their CFU Challenge Series campaigns today, coming up against each other. They played for 7th and 8th in Tier 1 today at the Attobolden Stadium in Couva. Here are the highlights. Less than stellar performances in this competition meant TNT in white met their high-performance centre colleagues in red today, playing for 7th and 8th in the CFU's Challenge Series. Both teams finished bottom of their respective groups, but the high-performance centre's 22 goals conceded made them today's prey. Under a minute in, Tyara McKenna got the go-ahead for TNT. They were almost invited onto the front foot, and Azizi Clark followed up with the game's second after just 6 minutes. This long-range missile in the 12th minute made it 3-0, Lexi Sankising the scorer, only to be outdone by Clark's own heat seeker in the 29th, 4-0 to TNT at halftime. They needed 20 second-half minutes to further punish the high-performance unit. Substitute Gloria Henry's item, her 3rd of the tournament. In the 67th, she was put through by Zara Chase and made no mistake, a brace for her on the day, making it 6-0 to TNT. And there was still time for one more.
Here's a shot, that's a goal. Brilliantly done.
Clark's hat-trick item sealing a 7-0 win and 7th spot for TNT at the CFU Under-14 Girls Challenge Series. Well, the Defence Force Football Club returns to CONCACAF Caribbean Cup after a year's absence and determined to give a better account of themselves this time around. After a perfect season and a league and cup double, the Army meets Haiti's Juventus de Caiz in their opening match of this competition. After being eliminated early in the tournament's 2023 edition, new head coach Devon Josling is ready for the step up.
Obviously, there will be pressure, seeing that we didn't qualify for the commodity group phase in the past edition, so there is pressure. It's a totally different competition to our league at home, so there is pressure, but we welcome it. Same as I usually do. Nice putting in the work, understanding each other, and going and execute on Magic.
TNT swimmer Liam Carrington finished 7th in the World Aquatics Junior Swimming Championship today, clocking 54.83 seconds in a race where 1st to 8th was separated by less than 1 second. Ireland's John Short won gold, neutral athlete Georgi Yakolev placed 2nd, and the USA's Gavin Keough was 3rd. Chairman of the Cancer Society of Trinidad and Tobago, Robert Dumas, is pleading for citizens, especially men, to engage in early testing for cancer. Dumas was speaking at the launch of the CIBC Walk for a Cure 5K race on Friday at the CIBC Bank head branch in Maraval.
September being the month that is predominantly put to the awareness of prostate cancer, with colorectal cancer, colon cancer, and breast, the other 3 that make up the higher numbers that we're seeing here in Trinidad and Tobago. So please, once again, participate, do what you can on your own, and to be part of the Walk for the Cure.
Well, the event on September 27th will be opened to 800 entrants, up from 700 last year. It starts and ends at the Queen's Park Savannah in front of TGIF. Now let's take a look at what's happening in sport around the region.
Jamaican sprinter Oblique Seville lit up the track in Lausanne, storming to victory in the men's 100 meters at the Diamond League today. Seville clocked 9.87 seconds, finishing well ahead of American world champion Noah Lyles and compatriot Akeem Blake, who both crossed in 10.0 seconds in a photo finish for 2nd and 3rd. World leader Kishane Thompson was absent after withdrawing earlier this week through injury. The 2025 CONCACAF Caribbean Cup kicked off yesterday in Jamaica. At Kingston's National Stadium, Mount Pleasant FA edged Suriname's SV Robin Hood 1-0 despite going down to 10 men in the 10th minute. Sule Makala scored the lone goal in the 35th to secure the victory. In the Dominican Republic, Cibao FC defeated defending champions Cavalier 2-0 in a rematch of last year's final. Omar De La Cruz opened the scoring in the 20th minute before Carlos Ventura sealed the result in the 73rd. The Barbados Motoring Federation's OKJ Development Series Nations Cup wrapped up at Bushy Park in Barbados over the weekend. Trinidad and Tobago topped the team standings with 232 points, ahead of Barbados with 155 and Jamaica third on 139. In the individual championship, Alex Sharma of Trinidad and Tobago placed first with 142 points, while Zach Mears of Barbados finished second on 106, and Abhishek Ramdeen, also of TNT, third with 90. Samaki Felician, CNC3 Sport.
And just before we go, a young hat-trick hero claims tonight's highest height. Azizi Clark has battled in TNT's midfield all CFU challenge long, finally rewarded in her team's swan song today. One goal brought two, and the combative TNT number 8 soon had a second, a beamer from 30. She saved the best for last to mark a hat-trick to her name. A zinger, a zipper, and a zoomer from Azizi gives them something to make them dance, and the CNC3 Sport High. Tough competition for TNT's girls, but they got a win today, albeit against TNT's girls, so congratulations still.
Somebody won. TNT won.
Thank you so much, Jassy. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Shop Southern Food Basket anniversary specials. Chicken breast tenders 5 pounds for $149.95. Chicken wings 1 kg $34.95. Goat stew 4 pounds for $100. Grill Master 2 pounds 2 for $99. Rich Port vegetable oil 900 ml 2 for $19.95. Perdix nuggets 300 grams $19.95. With every $300 you spend at any Southern Food Basket, you can qualify to win a brand new Suzuki Grand Vitara. Much more prizes to be won, including Caribbean getaways, staycations, and shopping sprees.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Wait, you thought Christmas in July was over? Think again. Bright Ideas is slaying it till September. The deals you love are still here. Kitchen must-haves, home decor, and back-to-school steals. Plus the best prices on stationery. Get 12 copybooks for just $12.99. Copyright paper only $29.99. And 6 notebooks for $18.99. Plus so much more. Shop in-store or online at brightideashomestore.com. But hurry, these deals melt away September 9th.
Food Basket Marketplace is celebrating our 34th anniversary for the month of August, and you're invited. Enjoy massive deals like mince beef 5 pounds for $99, cow heel 5 pounds for $79.95, Nestle cream milk 4 for $54.95, Crown 8 kilograms rice $69.99. Come and shop to win one of our 34 shopping sprees, big giveaways, and free hampers to be won. Shop, save, and celebrate only at Food Basket Marketplace, Orima, Shagwana, Shafre, and Gulfview. Food Basket, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Internationally, billionaire businessman Elon Musk took aim at the Wall Street Journal over a recent report.
Today, Musk called out the journal for reporting that he was dropping plans to form a new political party. In July, Musk announced he was starting the America Party after clashing with President Donald Trump over his domestic policy bill. The journal said Musk could be abandoning the party over fears it could damage his relationship with Vice President J.D. Vance. In a fiery response, Musk said nothing the journal says should ever be thought of as true. Musk still hasn't officially filed paperwork for the new party with the Federal Election Commissions.
Sources close to Musk say the party is still being figured out, but an apparatus is being built.
It's time to recap our headlines. A 19-year-old student killed in crash hours after receiving CAPE results. He's the 4th road fatality in 24 hours across Trinidad.
U.S. Vice President compares crime in Washington, D.C. to crime in TNT as he attempts to justify troops in the capital.
In sports, Shaniqua Bascom basks in continental glory, and Jaden Marchand marches to quarter-mile silver at the Pan American Juniors.
And in the weather, Saharan dust lingers tomorrow, but there's a chance of an isolated afternoon thunderstorm.
We've come to the end of the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rampley.
I'm Brian Bechu.
I am Jassi Marik.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampersad. Have a good night.
You're watching CNC3.